All right, and welcome back. We played that Jefferson Airplane song tonight in loving memory of Marty Balin, the guitarist from the legendary Counterculture band. He actually co-wrote one of my favorite anti-Vietnam protest songs, "Volunteers," which also he had some help on that recording from David Crosby, better known from the Byrds and of course Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Although Marty's role in the band diminished shortly into their popularity during the late '60s, he reunited with some of the band members a few years later to form the band Jefferson Starship. He also had some success in the early '80s with his 1981 solo hit "Hearts," which made it onto number 8 on the charts. Speaking of which, "Somebody to Love," that Jefferson Airplane song we just played, was a number 5 hit for Balin and Jefferson Airplane in 1967. And of course, "Rome" was a major comeback hit for new wave band the B-52s in 1989, which peaked at number 3. So anyway, guys, we're now going to move on with my big showstopper for tonight. I know I'm doing a little early in the hour, but I figured I'd get this out here. I want to give my thoughts and kind of a little bit of a synopsis and review on An American Treasure, which is the new box set of Tom Petty material that was just released, I think, late last week, excuse me. It was mainly compiled together throughout 2017 and 2018 by Benmont Trench and Mike Campbell, two former bandmates of Tom Petty's from the Heartbreakers, as well as Petty's wife and his daughter. There was apparently a lot of debate between all of them leading up to the album's release as to what tracks would and would not end up on the final version. But what you get here is a lot of outtakes, unreleased tracks, alternate takes, and live versions of some of his classic songs. Each of the discs seems to focus on a different era in Tom Petty's career. It's not completely in chronological order, which kind of drives me nuts, little OCD side of me jumping out. But the music here is really the most important thing. So much sequencing, not so much. But of the 63 tracks that make up the box set, only 18 of them have been previously released on some of his studio albums. So there's a lot of stuff that they dug out of the vaults for this set, and it's really a love letter to Tom Petty fans. And I think Tom Petty himself would be happy to see some of this material finally make the light of day, even though he didn't live long enough to see it come out. And usually I complain that box sets, especially ones made up of old archive material like this, are always overpriced by the record labels as a way to rip off hardcore fans, but that actually isn't the case here. You can get An American Treasure now, which has more than 4 hours of music spread across 4 CDs for only around $35, which really isn't bad considering the amount of content that you're getting. It also kind of picks up where Playback left off. Playback was another Tom Petty career box set that he put out back in 1995. So if you own Playback, thankfully there's not a whole lot of overlapping here, so you don't have to worry about buying a lot of the same songs again. Overall, I think this really is a set for the big-time Tom Petty fans, but even casual fans might find some new things of interest as well. Just like I did with Prince last week, I'll play you a little something from the new release right now. This is a performance from way back in the day when the Heartbreakers were still just starting out. They weren't the huge band that we know them as today. This was recorded in front of a small crowd in 1977, and the single version of this song hit number 40 when it first came out, so it was Tom Petty's first kind of real major hit. So I hope you enjoyed this previously unreleased version, the band's first major hit, Breakdown. This is off of An American Treasure, which came out last Friday. Here is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.